Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So I saw this here from Crypto Eddie on Twitter today. Huobi Japan finally decided to distribute the FLR tokens for XRP holders. So if you guys were custodying on the Huobi exchange, I don't know if maybe you're from Japan or I don't know, maybe you just use Huobi. This is what they have finally decided to do. So this article in Japanese, let me just translate that real quickly. Granting of FLR tokens. Here's an update from just an hour ago. Huobi Japan has decided to distribute the FLR tokens, which was announced on October 12, 2021 to customers. The details such as the grant date are as follows. And then it gives all the details here for the people who did decide to participate in that snapshot. The snapshot date, again, was December 12th, 2020. Quantity granted to the XRP held granted a ratio of 1-to-1. Please note that it may not be possible to grant to customers who meet the following conditions. So just some of the requirements here. Nevertheless, Huobi has now finally decided they will grant FLR tokens to their clients. So great news there coming out of Japan. I wanted to thank Crypto Eddie just for that update there on the FLR token airdrop from the Huobi exchange. Wanted to keep moving, guys. Michael Branch brought this to our attention. Japan-based Shinsei Bank, they're launching XRP rewards for new and existing clients. So a leading Japanese bank, Shinsei Bank, is offering its users the opportunity to earn XRP rewards when they utilize their services. So we recently heard about something similar in Australia, and Shinsei Bank, yet another organization that is offering XRP rewards. According to the bank, new and existing customers can earn up to 8,000 Japanese yen, which is worth about $60 worth of XRP, when they conduct various services on the platform. Some of the services that qualify Shinsei customers for XRP rewards includes opening an account, making the first deposit, first-time login to the portal, etc. So I do believe I did touch on this last week. However, we are getting more information now about this particular offer. For instance, a customer will be rewarded about 500 yen or a coupon for about $3.72 when the user opens a new account. So all you have to do is just open an account and you get $3.72. However, performing interbank transfers will see the customer earn up to 2,500 yen, which is about $18.86. Notably, users will be given cash coupons via email. The coupon will be redeemable only in XRP or BTC, and it is not surprising to see Shinsei Bank add XRP to the list of cryptos its customers can use to redeem their cash coupons. Over the years, Ripple has built a solid reputation in the country of Japan. Ripple's offerings have been adopted by popular Japanese financial giants SBI Holdings. So also mentioning SBI Holdings here, Japan is one of those countries that has really kind of adopted Ripple and XRP over the last several years, more so than any other country. So the adoption there, the infrastructure, I feel, is already quite robust. And, to give XRP rewards is something that I think we will eventually see in North America. We aren't seeing it today, but, it's this idea of rewarding people with a cryptocurrency that the bank themselves sees as valuable. Why not do that? Instead of dollars, instead of fiat currency, reward people in XRP or Bitcoin or what have you. But the whole point is, right, the optics is we see this as valuable. We're giving it to you as a reward. Therefore, you should see this as valuable as well. And I think that is the bigger takeaway from a lot of these initiatives is that if they are rewarding in crypto, whether it's XRP or whatever crypto, it's great to see that it is XRP. The bank or whoever is giving these rewards, they obviously see the value in these particular cryptocurrencies, and therefore that would hopefully translate to other people seeing XRP as having value, which would mean essentially that it would give the impetus for people to purchase more XRP as an investment, driving up demand, therefore driving up the price. So anyway, great news there. Wanted to thank Michael for posting that. The Wrath of Kahneman also posted this recent article with regards to FIFA. Now, interesting in this article, they mention fintech ventures with WeChat, Apple, and Ripple as examples of big players that have come to Qatar. Now, we know Ripple has been making waves in the MENA region. Qatar is just one of those countries that Ripple has now permeated. Note the interviewee is the CEO of C-Wallet, a remittance app that uses Stellar. So down here, they mention these particular companies making their way into Qatar. There will be more players to come as Qatar moves close to hosting the 2022 FIFA World Cup. A great example is the availability of Apple Pay, WeChat, and Ripple in the market. The doors are open for partnerships, and there are some tech giants and even unicorns that would like to access the Qatari market are now communicating specifically for the World Cup. So what I'm seeing here is they're expecting a lot of people to come to Qatar for the World Cup. Obviously, the World Cup is a global event. hence the World Cup. And so instead of having everybody, purchase the local currency and conduct business in the local currency, well, they're utilizing blockchain technology, leveraging DLT platforms like RippleNet and a few others here to likely make those payments and streamline those payments at a fraction of the cost to make the end user experience that much more seamless and enjoyable. And so, the last thing you want to do when you're, going on vacation or maybe going to see an event in another country is to feel like you're getting ripped off by, the exchange rate or however they decide to do this. And in the past, it used to be you'd have to convert money, you'd get dinged at the exchange, and then you'd have all this money. And at the end of your trip, you'd have all this money and you're like, well, now I got to spend all this money because I'm not going to take Qatari dinars or whatever the currency over there is. I'm not going to take that back with me back home. So you either spend it, or if you convert it back, you're going to get dinged again. Anyway, it used to be a very frustrating process. Now with DLT platforms like RippleNet, a lot of this is going to change. And I think a lot of these countries are particularly focusing on these big, world events where they know a lot of tourists are going to come to their country and participate. So interesting news there. On the heels of this FIFA announcement too, I want to just make note of, this just occurred back in May. FIFA just did announce a partnership with blockchain innovator Algorand. So there's also going to be Algorand implementation at FIFA in some way, shape, or form. Interesting news there. Wanted to thank the Wrath of Kahneman just for posting that. Another one here from Crypto Eddie, Kraken Exchange setting their standard with their Proof of Reserves audit. Now, Kraken Proof of Reserves audit expands to include 5 new assets. They just released this in a blog post today or yesterday. It was yesterday. Kraken is thrilled to share the results of their second 2022 Proof of Reserves audit, which has been expanded to include Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, USDC, we've got XRP in there as well, guys, ADA, and DOT. A Proof of Reserve audit is a trailblazing accounting procedure that cryptographically verifies cryptocurrency holdings and account balances. The results of our most recent audit were once again verified by top 25 global accounting firm NANO LLP. The audit determined Kraken securely held all of the above assets belonging to clients on our exchanges, as well as held in our industry-leading on-chain and off-chain staking services. So I think, knowing what we know about the SEC and knowing what we know about their wanting to crack down on cryptocurrency exchanges, these types of audits are likely going to become more and more prevalent in the years to come, making sure these exchanges actually hold these cryptocurrencies so that they just can't pretend, and then when, there's a run on the exchange, they can't fulfill their promises. So reserve audits, another interesting focus here. Kraken goes on to say, we have always focused on security, and our latest Proof of Reserve audits enables clients who held these assets on the exchange to independently verify their Kraken balances are indeed backed by real assets secured by our global exchange. So I guess it gives some details there. I'm not personally using Kraken myself, so I've not used this feature. But if you are an XRP holder and you do use Kraken, they have added XRP to their Proof of Reserve audit. So it sounds like you will be able to keep track of not just your XRP, but your Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a few other of the altcoins down here, including stablecoins USDT and USDC. Great news here coming from the Kraken camp. And to shift gears a little bit, guys, I wanted to bring up this tweet from XRP 10,000 on Twitter, retweeting out Tony Valentino. Now, for those of you guys in the know, you probably remember Tony Valentino if you've been in the XRP community since, we'll say 2019. He hasn't really been active as of late. I know he did pop up back a few months ago. Here's what he wrote back on May the 8th, okay? As I type this message, we are watching in real time the next phase of the story. Notice that the chess pieces are being moved into place simultaneously. There will be storms ahead. Hold strong because XRP will be the answer. The phoenix will rise. Now again, we've been hearing this type of narrative for a while now. The phoenix will rise from the ashes. The new financial system is going to collapse and we're going to, implement XRP and everybody who holds XRP is going to prosper. The fact that Tony Valentino hasn't really been active on Twitter for a while, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Bearable Guy, where, we get the Bearable Guy clues and hints every so often, maybe 2 or 3 times a year if we're lucky. And it's because I think this whole process is going to take a lot of time, and these guys know this. And when there is a new update, when there's a new kind of milestone that has been hit, these guys tend to pop up again, and just to remind us, I guess, that look, here's where we are today, compare it to, 3 years ago or 2 years ago now. This is what we've accomplished. hold strong. And, again, with the Bearable Guy riddles, the latest Christmas riddle of 2021, we're in more of a celebratory mode. Here, actually, let me just bring up that riddle. This most recent one with Bearable Guy in a suit, roasting marshmallows, having a cigarette, eating some grapes, opening up the bottle of Persevere champagne. It's looking like Brad Garlinghouse is already taking off in the ship to the moon. We've got the king here, obviously the old powers that be, disgruntled and upset. And so this was a big departure from former riddles that we saw. It's going to take time, and, the machine is slowly moving, but a lot of things have to fall into place before this happens. So let's get back to Tony Valentino here, popping up back in May. They are ready. Everything has been set up. Major banking and payment software providers are integrated. XRP bailouts have been distributed, OTC. This all comes down to a flip of the switch moment. It's all about timing. There's no rush right now. They need a little pain and panic first. XRP will be backed by gold for the new monetary system. This is one theory as to why nobody's interested in bringing value to XRP right now. So that's interesting, right? The idea that, we've been seeing value attributed to XRP based on supply and demand, just based on retail investments. And we know most exchanges in the US have delisted XRP because of the SEC lawsuit. So, there's no real rush for XRP to have a lot of value, at least. Well, for us, there's a rush, but for them, there's no rush. He even says it here, there's no rush even as the global economy crashes. So he's asking that as a question. He's thinking it's going to be attributed to something of high value down the road in the near future. This phoenix will rise from the ashes with instant value from gold backing. So Tony Valentino firmly believing that it will be backed by gold specifically. It makes sense considering where Putin is going, his new deal with the BRICS countries, creating a new world reserve currency. Just this morning, I talked a little bit about BlackRock, Larry Fink, and all the connections there. And about 2 weeks ago, I also did a video with Larry Fink basically describing XRP's use case to a T. If you guys didn't catch that video, I will link it up here in the top right-hand corner. So it leads me to believe that there is something coming around the corner. Then I saw this thread from Anders L. Okay, a great thread here. Schwartz reveals the secret sauce. You guys remember this? Is his long-term vision of global XRP liquidity pools about to come true soon? And so here is what Anders is thinking. Remember back in July, when David Schwartz mentioned for the first time he reveals the planned secret sauce, a continuous auction mechanism that incentivizes arbitrageurs to burn liquidity tokens and arbitrageurs sooner, more accurately, and more frequently to increase the benefits to liquidity providers. He's using very big words, secret sauce and game changer. He also tells us it's planned. It will give automatic market makers more incentives to provide liquidity. So automatic market makers, or AMM, implementation. And this could be a game changer for XRP liquidity. When I read this, I thought about some of Bob Way's old messages from back in 2019 on XRP chat. Bob Way is a former Ripple employee. So if you guys don't remember Bob Way, he was very active in the XRP community back in 2019. And, I've done some videos on him. I'll see if I can dig one up and I'll link it up here in the top right-hand corner if you guys are interested. Anyone can provide liquidity, says David Schwartz. It's just an automation of market making. This is explicitly a trading strategy, and the purpose of a strategy of this kind is to get a return. I'll tweet more about this shortly. Anders continues by saying, Bob Way discussed two different types that caught my attention. The first was central banks. Notice that no work with crypto companies and central banks were known at that time and was generally considered hype. So if we put ourselves back to 2019, talking about central banks utilizing cryptocurrency, any cryptocurrency of any sort, was just like Anders says, it was hype. But once we put it into today's context, it's looking a lot less like hype and a lot more like reality. Once you have atomic settlement via two central banks, the game is over. Every other central bank will follow. Otherwise, their country would be at a significant disadvantage. Note the other thing that he discussed here was the patent or the mechanism that would position XRP as the bridge asset in perpetuity. So forever. I think I've discovered the last algorithm that RippleNet needs to drive XRP into the bridge currency position and also to maintain it here in perpetuity. But that algorithm won't necessarily be the first one employed to help XRP along that path. There are other ad hoc ways that might be simpler to implement and more effective for the initial corridors that companies want to deploy. So he even states here, Ripple and other companies that they are working with are not likely going to employ the patented mechanism that is going to make XRP the bridge currency. They are likely going to use other methods to do that. But the game plan for the future, right, with central banks and all the money of the world, this is going to be on a patented mechanism that leverages XRP and creates a bridge currency feature for XRP, or allows it to be that bridge currency and allows it to scale, and it will be probably a lot more efficient with this particular patented mechanism that he's talking about. He even made a whole page discussing the patent. You can read it here, and I'll link this, of course, guys. I'll link this in the description if you guys want to read that. It would maximize the profit for the market maker. So to me, it would lead to more market makers entering the space and providing liquidity for XRP, since they can more easily turn a profit. So back to this idea. You and I as market makers, we can maximize profit being market makers for XRP. This is another reason why holding your XRP for the long term, never selling it all, selling only a portion, perhaps in the spec market, but keeping a chunk of XRP if we are to expect these high prices down the road, perhaps being a market maker in this particular case. He's also mentioning pool quite a lot, and I'm wondering if it's a hint to X-pool. So there's a couple of instances here where he mentions the word pool. I guess the patent or mechanism would hopefully lead to pools of XRP liquidity, which is the long-term vision for David Schwartz as well. My personal vision for XRP since 2013 or so was this idea of deep, open, public pools of liquidity that anyone anywhere could contribute to and draw off of, a global market for assets that someone happens to already have exactly where someone else happens to need them to be. So we are all participants in this liquidity pool. All of us who hold XRP could participate, and David Schwartz has even mentioned this. He mentioned this in a tweet back in January of 2021. This is a longer explanation from Bob Way about the mechanism and why he's mentioning it. So again, guys, a link in the description if you want to read this. Now, overall, it seems that a mechanism would be implemented that would position XRP as a bridge asset, or as the bridge asset. That Bob Way has assigned to find it in the company shows that it's a problem Ripple has been working on and apparently came up with some solution. Another question would be, why would they wait so long to implement it? To make sure everything is ready before taking the next step? Bob wrote this in 2019, but it seems very likely it's related to the automatic market maker implementation Bob did talk about. Down here, he says, he implies that it would be deployed in several corridors at once. Ripple has opened up several new ODL corridors lately, and perhaps they wanted to wait until more markets were available for ODL. But this sentence kind of reveals it's ODL related. Increasing competition in every corridor at once could be consumptive of XRP. Bob also tells us here that it might not be his mechanism that gets deployed, but it could be something similar. So perhaps David Schwartz's suggestion of something similar. Either way, it seems like a big deal since Schwartz called it planned secret sauce and a game changer. So again, this concept, there are other ad hoc ways that might be simpler to implement and more cost effective. So that is, the theory that right now Ripple wanted to be able to scale XRP and then wait for that mega patented game changing mechanism in order to deploy XRP, source liquidity worldwide for all the money. We also had the launch of Ripple's liquidity hub just recently, so it's very likely to provide a lot of benefits there as well. Great thread here by Anders on Twitter. So is it just a matter of time? Is there something bigger being planned behind closed doors? Digging up these old tweets from David Schwartz and from Bob Way, it looks as though that at the central bank level, they are waiting to implement this globally. I think, all the proof of concepts now are done, and they've been successful. This is why we're seeing so much more implementation and so many more central bank partnerships with Ripple. The Great Reset is happening before our eyes, guys. So it's only a matter of time. Benji1333 here, posting this. We may have that Phoenix we've been waiting on. Isn't there a big moon coming too? Take a look at that. Eruption at Mount Etna in Sicily gives the illusion of a phoenix in the sky. I gotta say, that is awesome. But that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.